Hi, so we're looking at the Niobides Crater, which is a ceramic vessel. Um, it is red figureware, and we know a lot about Greek painting and drawing from what survived on painted pottery because the firing process made the pottery more stable than the kinds of things that they used to make paintings, except for frescoes. So initially, the black that's on this pottery would have been the figures. The figures themselves would have been dark, and the surrounding area or the negative space would have been this lighter color, which is from the clay. It's a slip that they paint on there, which is colored clay, so it bonds with the clay during the firing and becomes quite permanent. Eventually, they shifted from painting the figures dark with the black to painting around the figures and leaving the color of the clay for the figures, which is what we call the red figure wear. So this is an example of red figure wear. The crater is the name of the shape of the vessel. So these handles at the bottom, the wide mouth. This was a piece that was made to mix wine with water to prepare for drinking. And there were other shapes that they had, that amphoras and kylixes and things that they would use for serving or drinking or storing things. So the crater is the shape of the piece. And a lot of these pieces, because the shapes were all very consistent, were named for the story that was depicted on them. This is the Niobites story. And, there's two stories on it. So we have one side here, which is the slaughter of the children of Niobides, who was a mortal, and bragged to the gods about her children, how many she had and how beautiful they were, which is not a great idea because if you boast to the gods, they can at this time become jealous, right? So she boasted to Leto, and Leto's children, Artemis and Apollo, who we've talked about before. Artemis, the god of the hunt, and Apollo, the god of the arts, music, and sun, um, kill her children to exact revenge. So the moral of the story is don't be boastful or don't show what you may have heard of as hubris. Hubris is a bad thing. And this piece is teaching us that lesson to be humble, especially in the presence of gods. On the other side is a depiction of Hercules, and I'm trying to figure out which one is Hercules himself, but it looks like it could be him right in here. Apparently, Athena is also in here, and I was kind of looking for her. She could be here, she could be here, couldn't quite tell. But they think that maybe he's preparing for battle or he's in being honored. We're not exactly sure. Um, but he has a lion skin clothing and a club. I don't know. So, again, trying to kind of figure out which figure it is here. But one thing I want you to notice is that unlike some of the pieces where we've seen everybody standing on a baseline or ground line, that the painter here, the Niobid painter, has broken the ground line. We have figures up higher and down lower, trying to sort of get a different sort of look at the illusion of space in this piece. And so we're on to the Alexander mosaic.